This is episode 2 of me and Øystein's trip to Månafossen, a 92-meter high free-falling waterfall. In the previous episode, I tried to explore the base of Månafossen. I had a grand time, got really wet, and it ended with me getting back out and up to a high vantage point overlooking the beautiful waterfall. Øystein, my very good friend, is a talented drone photographer, while myself, I usually stick to the ground. So join us as we explore Rogaland's one and only Månafossen. Oh, and check out episode 1 if you haven't already.
I am speechless. I've seen images on this online, but I never thought in a million years. The way the waterfall hits the ground creates this beautiful rainbow, and it's just spectacular. And I'm doing the obvious image first because, well, who can blame me? So I'm using my 12 to 60mm lens. I'm doing a portrait, the whole waterfall in all its glory. I've put my focus on the ground right next to the rainbow, and I'm shooting at f5 1000 of a second because I want to freeze each drop in this image. It looks really, really good. I love it. So I'm gonna take this image first, and then I'm gonna go closer. 2-second shutter delay. There you go. So I'm doing one more, but this time I'm going all the way down to the base from above, and I'm shooting in vertical mode. Same settings, f5 1300 of a second, freeze every droplet. Focus on the ground. 2-second shutter delay. And catch the rainbow. So I know a lot of you are wondering about this, I'm going to mention it. Månafossen is located in Frafjord, Gjesdal in Rogaland, approximately half an hour from Stavanger. And it's easily accessible. There's a huge parking lot, which costs about 30 kroners to park your car for your trip. It's not a tough hike up here at all. They have chains you can hold yourself in. They really made an effort to improve accessibility to get up here to this vantage point. But if you want to proceed further, it's up to you. There are options to go further on at the top inwards the landscape towards Mån, and there's a cabin there, and there's places for you to tent if you want. So with this gorgeous backdrop, we're gonna say bye-bye to Månafossen, and we're gonna head back down, get something to eat, and then we're gonna go to Gloppedalsura, which is a 10,000-year-old scree, maybe Northern Europe's largest scree, some say. So we're gonna head down there and photograph. And I think that Øystein is gonna find a huge playground for him to play around with his drone, because I think that's gonna be a sight to see. So let's go and get something to eat because I'm famished! The rocks are much larger than I anticipated. That's a good thing, because then I can climb up on them. That's my first thought. So I found a vantage point, and I think we're gonna move further down here. So here's the story. 10,000 years ago, huge glaciers from the Ice Age started to melt, and when the waters came in the cracks of the mountains and then froze again, it made the mountainside explode, and it created this huge scree, which I am now right in the middle of. This road I'm walking right now, it was made in 1923 when they exploded their way through, I think. And I've been on a scree before, some of you might remember. Oh, look at that! That's a raven! A huge raven. That's good for your drone, eh?
I have no idea what a raven thinks about the drone.
Really? Might be a playmate. So yeah, where were I? Yes, some of you might remember that film, and if not, some of you wants to see it, I'll link to it right there. I see some interesting trees over there, so those might be included somewhere. So the last time I photographed a scree, I came home with the images were quite grey because it was a cloudy day as well, and I really don't want that, so I want something to break up the scree. And lucky for me, we're right in the middle of May, where it's all green and blossomy, so locating green amongst this grey is not an issue. So I need to find patches of green, and I really want complete boulders as well, so kind of to show that this is a scree. First thought is to go further up there and shoot over here. But the first thing I'm going to do is check out those trees a bit more close up and see if they can be used for anything. Before I do anything else though, I just really want a quick shot of this giant boulder. So I'm gonna snag that really quick, focus directly on that little tree there, so I get the patch of green and I get the lines of the mountain as well. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. There you go. So I found this perfect triangle on top of a giant boulder, and I have to admit it looks very strange. I kind of lost myself trying to incorporate it into a composition, but the sun is directly behind me and it is casting this huge shadow over the triangle, and my tripod casts a shadow and myself casts a shadow, so I've been trying to avoid shadows, and I've been here for about 20 minutes just trying to find a composition that doesn't involve my shadow, and it's really hard, and I've started to think that I might not be able to escape it. I'm gonna take the image and I'm gonna try to edit out the shadow. That's what I'm gonna do in Photoshop, see if it's possible. But it was really cool and a really nice find, yeah, at least in my book. Those trees I found, I don't think they're gonna work, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. I'll have a look around, and if I can find a composition, then I will turn on the camera again. If I haven't found a composition, you'll see me back at the car. There's a pyramid shape up there. Looks Looks like a pyramid. That's pretty neat. I want something that tells a story. I thought I saw something here with that tree there, but I'm not sure. Everything here is growing on a rock. Life on a rock, eh? We have one location left before we're heading home, so we're gonna drive there now. Took a little drive to Giljajuv and we're gonna explore this just a tad before we venture home. But before we're heading that way to explore, I just saw something really, really cool. And you can see it just way up there in the mountains. So before I'm joining Øystein further up, I'm just gonna bring out my 100 to 300 and I'm gonna grab a quick shot of that hillside and then I'll be off. So apparently, this is a new scree. That doesn't look old at all. The whole mountainside has tumbled down. There's that raven again. I wonder if he's trying to tell us something. Look at this. The whole tree has just been torn over. As you can see, this is a place with a lot of potential. Obviously, I like the waterfall, and I like the cave, and I like the gorgeous mountains in the background. So I might try to incorporate those three. I will try to think a bit outside the box here, because behind me there's a little ledge. I will see if I can get up there, so I can get a bit higher. Then I can kind of point the camera a bit down towards the cave and the waterfall and the hills below. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we're going to give it a try. The place I'm standing right now isn't large enough to hold a tripod, so I need to do this one handheld, I'm afraid. After having a bit of a think, I will try to get the river, the waterfall and the cave in one shot. I don't need a high f-stop. I'm going to go low on the f-stop and I'm going to go probably around 600-700 shutter speed. Alright, let's take the image. If you're a fan of dark, dank places filled with spiders and what's not, this spot is for you. I just saw a huge spider. Not huge in an Australian kind of way, huge in a Norwegian kind of way. Like this. There's that waterfall that we was just by. And there's the river downwards. So, third location is finished. How was flying here?
It was almost impossible. Turns out flying inside the cave with a drone is very difficult. You got no signal and it's pitch black inside it, so...
I'm not sure drones are built to fly inside mountains.
No, but you gotta test the limit. Yes. You gotta try it. You gotta try it before you know.
If my viewers want to see your video with the footage from today, where do they go?
They go to 𝐿stevik dronefoto.
I'll leave a link up there in the upper section of the frame.
Somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for the trip.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. We've been planning this for 7 months now, so it's good to finally get it off the to-do list and actually in the done list.
Now it's home.
Now it's home.
Get a cold one.
Get a cold.
Indeed.
Once again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support, the comments and the likes that you always leave behind. That is very nice to read, and it means a lot, so thank you for that. Take care of each other, and I'll speak to you again next Thursday. Until then, ha det veldig bra!